Yo, what is up guys, it's Wodzu here and welcome to another episode of the Beat Grinding in Reaper series, a series of tutorial videos in which you'll learn not only how to make beats, but how to do it in Reaper. In this episode I'm going to tell you how to make your low end more punchy with side chaining, so your bass and your kick work together. Okay, so here we have our session in Reaper with the 808 we've tweaked in Serum in the previous episode. So make sure you checked it out if you haven't already and you want to know how to tweak your own sounds or own 808s in Serum. It sounds like that for now. And that's how it sounds with the kick. Let's listen to the kick only. This kick is pretty punchy, but the punch gets lost within the bass as they play together.
Beatgrinding in Reaper.
The reason for that is because 808 and kick have a pretty short attack. It's really spiky at the beginning. So we need to compromise things a little bit. Let's go to the 808 track and let's load ReaComp. Here is ReaComp. It's just the basic compressor which is built into Reaper. Now we're gonna take the routing from kick to the compressor. Here is the routing, we just drag and drop it on the compressor. And we have this little window right here which tells us what's going on. We are sending the audio from the kick from the main two channels, 1 and 2, to the channels 3 and 4 on the 808 channel. Thanks to that, we won't be hearing kick on the 808 channel. But there's one thing we have to change, MIDI. Let's set it to none, because if you work on MIDI notes, you will have 808 played by the kick notes and we don't want that. Okay, now you can close it and let's start sidechaining. Let's set the ratio to 2:1. Let's just type in 2. Let's set the threshold so the compressor starts to work. Here you can see that it's compressing, but it's not sidechaining, it's just compressing the 808. That's because our detector input is set to the main input. It's just using the 1 and 2 channels of the 808. And we just want to use the 3rd and 4th channel of this track, which is the kick we've sent just before. So here we have auxiliary input L plus R. Let's just choose that. And now it's just compressing when the kick shows up. It's compressing super hard, so let's lower the threshold. Okay, now the last thing I have to mention. Now the compressor is set to default, so 3 milliseconds of attack and 100 milliseconds of release, which is not a pretty good setting for a sidechaining compressor. We need the attack to be like super fast, like 1 millisecond or even less, like half a millisecond. We want to cut into the 808 with the kick and now get back to the 808 as fast as possible. So the attack can't be 100 milliseconds. It has to be like 5 to 10 milliseconds. Let's set it to 5. So it only works when the kick goes in, and when it goes out, there is no sidechaining. Maybe a little bit more of the release. And let's set the attack to 1 millisecond. It's pretty okay. Let's turn on the compressor to hear how it sounds like without the sidechaining. It's a very little sidechaining. Let's just set the threshold lower. Now it's much harder. You can look at the bass bus right here. When the kick hits, the meter goes down for just a piece of a second. And that's how you set a compressor to sidechain your bass and kick in Reaper. It's a super simple method to just make your low end more punchy and compromise the kick with an 808, which are both really important parts of the spectrum in the low end, but they usually get muddy when they are played at the same moment. There are some more advanced techniques of sidechaining your 808, for example with a multi-band compressor, but this is not a subject for today's episode. I want the basic episodes of this series to stay basic. No one would use a multi-band compressor when they don't know what compression really is. And we will be talking about compression in some other episodes, so that's not a subject for today's episode.
Question time!
The question for today is, do you even sidechain, bro? Leave your answers in the comment section down below. In the next episode, I'm gonna show you how to do some cool things to your 808 with iZotope Neutron. This is a paid plugin. This is actually a pretty expensive plugin, so this is not like you have to use it to make beats in Reaper. This is just my personal choice, and I'm gonna show you how to do some cool stuff, some saturation, some different things. So just treat it like a side episode. That's all for today, guys. My name is Dominik. You've been watching Wodzu Beats, and keep the good vibes alive.